If you have not seen evil at all, then that's not good.
Yo, watch this. They be trying to tell us demons don't exist.
Kept smoking in the bathroom.
Sister.
Yes,
You have 4 daughters. I'm gonna kill every last one, then your husband, then burn down your house. I'm not gonna touch you though, no, because I want you to live with the realization that you're responsible for their deaths, that you let them die through your obstinacy, your need to win.
God, you talk too much.
If I were you, I would not.
What, tempt you? Seriously? Is that how the devil works? You need to be tempted to do wrong?
I am not.
This is Sister Andrea.
Oh, yes, I sometimes see you at morning mass.
Oh, of course. How are you?
Are you all right, sister?
I'm fine. Thank you for...
We're considering the possibility of an exorcism or spiritual counseling.
Maybe you could join us.
I will.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Huh? Yes.
Look at it.
Do something with it.
It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me always. Money coming in all day. Money coming in all pay. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly.
Episode 1 of the show. So it starts off basically what they do is the Catholic Church send people out to investigate whether or not people's actions, like someone unaliving somebody else, or certain things, who is Miss Bouchard, or she's interviewing him because he's about to go on trial. And basically he unalived a whole family and she's trying to get into his mind. She is his psychologist or psychiatrist. So so she's talking to him, but she's like one of those people who's like headstrong. She does not believe in possession at all. She believes like there's always a reason why people act the way that they act. There's no such thing as possessions, right? She doesn't believe it at all. And she has a bunch of kids. I mean, she gets to her house, her living room is like it's crazy. The house is always upside down. They live next to a train station, so every time the train goes by, the kids will usually stand outside and start screaming, and you can't even hear the scream because the train is so loud. But you know, when you live there, you get so used to the sound, so it's normal to them. But the house is always chaotic, and she has this mom who babysits the kids. This is all in season 1. This is all in episode 1. So it's one of the girls' birthday. So there's about 4 girls. I think she has like 4 girls. I'm going to make sure. But definitely 4 girls. And her husband is a mountain climber who is in Everest, climbing mountain and giving people tours of the mountain. And she used to do the same thing, but she quit her job. She quit that to become a mom, and while the husband is actually working there, so he's making money, but her mother, who lives with her, is basically helping her raise the kids, babysitting, and all that stuff, and the mom basically don't like the husband. She's like, oh, he could be making the same money working at an office in New York City instead of being away from your kids making just as much money, but I think it's like something that they love. She gave up because of 2 of his kids. Anyways. So the mom, her mom, is not a fan, like she's not a fan of the boy or the husband. So anyways, now there's Father Akasa. One sec. I'm having my ginger tea. I love that ginger tea. Father Akasa is this very handsome, bald-headed black man. I think he's very handsome. I love the strong features, right? He's a priest. And the Catholic Church sends him out to investigate different things and see whether or not it's demon possession so they can help, exorcise the demon out of it, or if it's psychology. So they actually need that lady, Miss Bouchard. So anyways, Father Akasha is in the courtroom when they're about to go and the man is going on trial. So he comes, he walks in. She's also in there because she's his psychologist and everything. And
I'm fine. fine.
Then
Thank you for
it was recess,
Reconsider
they
the
walked out, and then
possibility
she
of
found out that the man basically admitted to being possessed by demons. Now all of a sudden she's upset because she spent all this time interviewing the man. She never heard nothing about no demons. She just interviewing him because she thinks, like, you know, he didn't. She wants to read his mind, not necessarily read his mind, but like get into his mind so she can understand why he did it, you know. So anyway, so she's like, I don't want nothing to do with this. And then all of a sudden she bumped into Father Acosta in the hallway, and Father Acosta gives her a cross, or hand her a cross and say, you're gonna need this, because she still gotta go and deal with the man who murdered the family. Anyways, so she's like, of course she doesn't believe it, so she don't take the cross, right? She walked away. While she's walking away, he said, do you know the Lord's Prayer? So I'm assuming she heard it. So she went into the room. Now the man is back in the room, being in the interrogation room with her. She's questioning him and everything. Guard is standing outside.
I'm telling the truth.
She's asking him questions, but she remembered that Father Acosta said, you know, the Lord's Prayer, and also you need a cross. Although she did not take the cross, she drew a cross on the table, because all of a sudden the table was so dusty that she could draw a cross on the table. So anyway, she drew a cross to see if the man would react, and it looked like he reacted. So now she starts saying the Lord's Prayer, and now all of a sudden,
The only thing left of him
he jumped on top of the table onto her, almost tried to choke her. She ran out, called the guards, she ran out. Now she went back home, and Father Acosta came to her house to leave a little letter. And because she has like a P.O. box, but, well, an office email, somehow he got it, or her address and everything, which at least is the same as her house address. So she heard it, she came outside, it was already nighttime. Father Acosta saying, oh, investigating, you know, demon possession. But of course, because we know we covered the woo on this channel, we know that this is possible, right? And I wouldn't be surprised in real life if they're actually doing that, because I have a video that's coming out about the demons in the church and why in Haiti, people would say that they would rather spend a night in the cemetery versus spending a night in the church, which means there's something definitely going on in the church. The energy in the church is just not right? So anyways, she was now intrigued, so she accepted the job. So now there's two of them who's investigating this man to see whether or not he is actually possessed, or if he's playing crazy. Is he playing like as if he's possessed in order to get off scot-free? So basically, Ms. Bashar does not believe in the supernatural. She believes also studying the sounds and hearing whether or not it's like a strange sound coming from the pipe of the house, you know, that could come off, you know, depending on the sound that it makes. It could be like a haunting in the house, or it could simply be pipe making weird noises, whether it's like hitting something, you know, whatever. But they all have a different opinion, and that's what makes the show so cool, because every so often something comes out where they actually question their belief, their thoughts. Even Father Acosta, who's spiritual, when sometimes they come across things that is basically science, and we're going to go through all those things that they go through and how it changed the way that they believe, whether it's Father Acosta or Ms. Bashar or the Indian guy, because they also like cover like a lot of supernatural, like in the Indian culture and all that stuff. It's just a lot. It's such a beautiful show. I highly recommend anyone watching it, because it's not scary, nor is it like boring either. It keeps you on your toes. Every episode is different. So let's continue. So the man who murdered the whole family, this is how it started with him being possessed. His wife is explaining to Father Acosta and Miss Bashard what happened, and also the Indian guy. I still have not gotten his name. They haven't said his name yet. Anyways, so apparently he just woke up one night. He just started being so angry, and the wife was recording, for some reason she was recording him, and his voice sounded like it was like something else talking, and then he was speaking Latin. So that's why the cross affect him, because he's actually possessed. Now, while they're learning this information, the Indian guy is testing out the sound, thinking it's coming from the dishwasher. He changed out part of the dishwasher and proved that the sound was coming from the dishwasher, but the man is actually possessed. But he don't want to believe that, so they're still investigating. Now, the same night after they received the information, Ms. Bouchard went to sleep, and now all of a sudden she starts having a sleep paralysis, succubus or incubus, that shows up in her dream every night. Why? Because when she went home, she started looking up like possession videos to see whether or not, it's true, because she's investigating. From there, she decided to search Father Acosta's background. She found out he used to be, because now she found out that he's actually in school trying to be a priest. He doesn't dress up as a priest yet because he's just a student. So she didn't know that until the Indian guy mentioned it to her. So now she went and searched him. He was in the military, he was in Afghanistan and all that stuff. And she became attracted to him. And he also did the same thing to her. He looked her up. She was in the magazine, mountain climbing and all that stuff. So they're both like attracted to each other. But because of that video, she started growing feelings for him sexually. And that's when the incubus started popping out of her dream. Now he's this very ugly, I'm going to try to share like a video if I can find it. He's this ugly black demon with red eyes, very skinny, like skeletal, with red eyes that show up in her dreams, and he called himself George. He's actually really funny. So the first night, he basically popped up in her dream, and she couldn't believe it. He's like touching her cesarean scars, and because he's an incubus, so he's doing what incubus does, right? Then he went in the corner of her room and take a piss. And then that's when, because she's actually now getting really scared because it feels so real, and she's at a she's basically, it was an actual thing, was in my room, and she walked over to where the water is, and that's when she realized she had left her window open. So coincidentally, the water just so happened to be coming from her window. It was raining outside. So days gone by, the second came to her and said, look up, and that's when she realized the note in the ceiling, she cannot read it, and that, in your dreams, there's something that's the last night, aka George. This man should have not known this because, one, it was in her dream, quote unquote, and then two, he is in jail. He's like, yeah, George showed up in your dreams and he was doing this to you and that to you, da-da-da-da. Of course, it's the demon in him talking to them like that, right? This is incubus that's coming to have sex with her in her dreams. And also, she's been basically saying she wish she could just, get rid of her kids so she can be free again. So she's talking about her life, right? And that's when she rushed into his office because she says he must have wrote down what I told him, and somebody broke into his office and got that information because no one else should have known this except for him. She said, I gotta see my notes. The man to see the notes. The man finally, he was actually in a session with another patient. Because he was put on the spot, he let her see the notes. But when he looked into his office and his thing, the notes are not there. So she realized somebody broke into his office and took the notes that had the information of her seeing George in her dreams. Anyways, so now she went back into the prison. No, she found out who came into this man's office and stole the note. It's Mr. Townsend. Now, Mr. Townsend is a man that is possessed by the devil. And he is doing the bidding of the devil, but he is hiring people on social media, like getting together with groups, which is giving very much what's happening now, where people are getting together in groups, like forming hate stuff in groups and teaching each other, in the dark web or wherever. Because look at all these men that were learning how to do the unthinkable to the women in their lives in groups on social media, and none of them saw anything wrong with that. So anyways, Townsend, I think that, yeah, Townsend, Leland is his name. So anyways, he actually he's working with the devil, like the actual devil. And he's recruiting people, teaching them how to unalive people. And that man's husband, or the woman's husband, the man who unalived his family, is someone that just so happened to be in one of his groups. And he's teaching people how to fake demonic possession, learn Latin and speak Latin so you can fake demonic possession in order to get away with your crimes. So this man will use his wife's email address to email back and forth with Lillian Townsend, and he basically expressing what his fantasies are, which is unaliving people and committing necromancy. Anyways, if y'all don't know what that means, it's having, with a corpse after everything. No, not necromancy. Necrophilia. Anyways, so she found that out through his email. She went back to the thing questioning him, and he finally broke down, and well, he didn't admit, but you could tell when the thing is true because she was asking him questions and his demeanor started changing. And that's when she found out that he's been working with Lillian. When Lillian found out that he was into stuff like that, Lillian sent him pictures of unalive people in the email and basically taught him how to get away with murks and everything, because he's basically, what he's doing is spreading hate. And he literally gets off from that because he's being influenced by, quote unquote, the devil. So now the man is in jail. He's going to be in jail for the rest of his life because they found out that he was basically playing crazy in order to get away with unaliving 4 people, right? Now the episode is basically done, and they all went back to Miss Bouchard's apartment or house to have a drink and to discuss the next case. Now, Ms. Bouchard was not actually technically hired. She was only hired for this case, so she could have left the job whenever she wanted, but she's now intrigued of what is next because she just found out that the next case is an actual miracle that was recorded online. If there's video footage of this miracle that is recorded. So that's going to be episode 2. So I will see y'all in the next episode. Let me know what you guys think of this video so far. I will talk to y'all later.
If you have not seen evil at all, then that's not good. You get it? It's a evil and good. If you like, that's not good. Evil is one of my favorite shows on Netflix, and matter of fact, it's been one of my favorite shows for a very, very, very long time. I'm just now deciding to talk about it, just in case y'all have not seen it. It's scary as fuck. This is scary. The demons that she be seeing in her house, scary. And the reason why I put Evil season 1 up here is because you gotta start from the beginning. So if you ain't seen it, go watch it. The new season, by the way, is out now on Netflix. It is. And also the reason why I put myself in between these 2 characters right here, because he being bad. That evil hand right there says it all. But Evil is scary, weird, and it is very, very good. Check it out, Netflix right now.
Am I the only one obsessed with this show? Because when I say I'm obsessed with this show, I also hate this character with a deep burning passion. If you have seen the show before, you would know that this is the protagonist mama, and I can't stand her. I can't stand the protagonist none either, but she deserves it. That's the protagonist in the middle there, the little, the hueless, the cloud-colored one in the middle. She get on my nerves, but her mama, this stank heifer right here, don't get me started on him. Don't, ooh, Leland, ooh, if I could just, ooh, he be making me punch the air. He makes me so angry, I have to move on to somebody I love. I love Gracie. Gracie is a top tier character. Every time she shows up, I'm just like, ooh, little Gracie. We love Grace. We stand Grace. You know who else we love, though? Who really pretty much is carrying this show, even though she didn't show up till like the end of the 2nd season, and pretty much in and out of the 3rd season. The 4th season better be hers. Andrea is the show. Why did it take her so long to get in the mix? Y'all playing like she the show. I need a spinoff. I need to see what Andrea was doing in her pre-nunning day. I need to see what led her up to this. She is the bad goat. She is not getting enough screen time. She the show. I don't want to give no spoilers. So let me just, I don't know if there's gonna be a season 5. I just finished I'm just now starting season 4. So let me take it easy.
So the other day I was out with my girlfriend and she was like, girl, what is going on? It seems like everybody's attention is on you. And then somebody sent me a free drinks. So I had to tell her, I had to pull her aside and say, girl, it's because of my eau de root oils that I've been using. So this is my little thing where I mix the oils and keep them in here and then just put it on, on my neck, my heart, and like my wrist. But these are the oils that I've been using, and as you can tell, I am a fan of Art of Roots. I've been using their products for such a long time, and I swear by their products. So this is the attraction oil, and what I do is I like to mix my oils. Hold on. Mix my oil in the little shell, and I'll put them in my thing here, and whenever I'm getting ready to go out, I'll put a little bit on, and I'll completely forget that I have some attraction oil in there until like people start sending me like free drinks, or sending my friends free drinks, like all of us at the table, and or people will come up and say, oh my gosh, you smell so amazing, what are you wearing? And I have to say, Art of Roots have been literally doing her thing. When I have to be quite honest, because I don't just use the oils, but I also use their candles as well. Now I know a lot of people might think that, oh, love and attraction candles are to like, you know, cast a love spell on someone. This video is sponsored by Art of Roots, and you can use the code Jenny10 for 10% off. So when it comes to love candles, you can actually do a love and attraction ritual for like jobs, and or you do it for yourself, so you cast a love and attraction spell on yourself to attract love towards you, so you become a magnet for love, basically, right? Instead of like doing a love spell on someone, which y'all know how I feel about doing love spells on people. But yeah, so it's all about your intentions when you're working with candles. And these candles are so beautiful, and when I tell you, oh, they smell divine. Literally, they smell so nice. And it's already charged, and all you have to do is basically set your intentions to the candle and tell it what to do. I remember I burned one for a brand deal, and I got it.